This is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Good morning. It is finally Friday. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Don Brennan along with John Scalzi. And indeed it is. It's a foggy Friday for sure.
It is going to be a very active weather 24 hours.
I was telling Don when I was driving in, I could barely see a few feet in front of me.
Right.
It was ridiculously bad.
Yep. In some places, visibility down to about zero.
Wow.
So allow yourself some extra time this morning. It's pretty widespread, too. It's not just a coastal event. It's inland, it's coastal, it's everywhere you look. From about Manatee County southward down through Charlotte County, a dense fog advisory is up through the morning hours. Should lift by about 8 or 9 o'clock. We do have some visibilities that have improved over the last half hour or so. But still, it's below a quarter mile or at a quarter mile most everywhere you look. And the thing is, when it improves in one place, it will get worse in another place. That's the way fog works. No rain showers, though, and we look for the day to be a pretty nice one after the fog burns off this morning. Daytime highs will top out about where they did, a little warmer, actually, than they did yesterday, and a mix of sun and clouds. Tonight, tomorrow, big changes. We'll talk about that in just a few.
Big changes. I look forward to hearing that. Right now, things are happening already on the roadways. State Road 64 partially blocked at Flamingo Drive, right around Flamingo Drive there. There is an accident also on 69th Street at 3rd Avenue. All this is west of 41 and closer to Anna Maria Island, obviously, and 75th Street. But things are happening already in Manatee County, so be aware of that as you head out the door on State Road 64 especially. Otherwise, Sarasota County is looking good. Again, thick fog in lots of places, so be aware of it as you leave the house. Leave yourself extra time and extra space. If you could see the car in front of you, leave extra space there. Now, topping our news, a man accused of killing his girlfriend's son is facing a judge this morning.
Montez McNeil is appearing in court in Manatee County after being charged with aggravated child abuse and second-degree murder. McNeil was arrested after the Manatee Sheriff's Office says a neighbor made an emergency call for his girlfriend's child, Ethan Thompson. At the start of the call, the neighbor said Ethan was breathing, but his breathing did stop a few minutes into it. Once first responders arrived on scene, Ethan was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. McNeil has been held in jail since then without bond after an autopsy revealed Ethan had injuries consistent with child abuse. His arraignment is starting at 9 o'clock this morning.
And investigations continue this morning into an 80-year-old convicted felon from Missouri who was found here on the Suncoast with a firearm, ammunition, and blood spattered on his car. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies were called to a home on Clark Road Tuesday night. And that's where they found Leslie Actor standing next to his vehicle covered in blood. He told deputies he was a passenger in the car and the driver had left the scene after hitting a deer. But forensics, they found that it confirmed that the blood was not from an animal. Actor has past convictions for manslaughter and aggravated stalking.
Honore and Rio Vista roads are back open this morning after suspicious devices were found yesterday. Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies were called to the area just south of Bay Vista around 2:30 in the afternoon after a tip about some suspicious items. The hazardous devices unit found several homemade flammable devices at the scene. It appears they had been there a while, but the sheriff's office did dispose of them safely off-site.
Now, dozens of jobs will be lost when Macy's closes its doors later this year at Sarasota Square Mall.
While Macy's is closing one store in the area, 2 others do remain, leaving some to believe this situation could have a silver lining. ABC 7's Ray Collins has the details.
We've been customers at this one for years and years and years.
William and Maryland Highland are making one of their final trips to the Macy's in the Sarasota Square Mall. After decades in this space, Macy's corporate announced this is one of the dozens of stores they're closing this year.
You understand the economics of it. You know, you can't have something open that's not doing business, but it's still disappointing.
And that's what it boils down to, money or lack thereof. So what will go in this 140,000 square foot space?
It's a phenomenal piece of property. So it's prime for being redeveloped or repurposed.
Commercial real estate president Barry Seidel says don't worry about Macy's.
This is the piece right here. They own this property and they own this 10 acres right here.
Seidel says Macy's will have no trouble filling this space. and he predicts it won't be by one anchored tenant, but rather several. Well, doesn't this hurt the rest of the mall?
Psychologically, but I don't think it does in any meaningful way because there's not a lot of people that went to it. Otherwise, they wouldn't be closing it, and someone will come in and divide it up and make it much better for the mall. More people will come, it'll be much better.
Better for the mall, but not for the dozens of workers and some loyal customers like the Highlands who don't want to drive to another mall.
I'm really disappointed.
Ray Collins, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And Manatee County commissioners now passing an ordinance that limits the types of medications and operations that can be carried out by board-certified doctors. A county code enforcement officer says the goal of the new ordinance isn't to hinder anyone from working, but to limit illegal pill mills and combat a large drug problem.
We all know that we have a serious drug problem in Manatee County that everybody's trying to combat, and this just kind of helps make sure that we can do our part in keeping it safe and sound for all the citizens of the county.
The ordinance will push Manatee County clinics to come into compliance with these new guidelines.
Well, there could soon be a way to avoid the traffic heading to Bradenton Beach as a new water taxi service is in the works. Plans are to have the service go from the bay in downtown Sarasota at Marina Jack to the historic Bridge Street Pier in Bradenton Beach. The 149-passenger water taxi would operate daily from 8 a.m. until 10 p.m., 365 days a year, and it would also include a snack bar and coupons for local businesses. It's all part of an effort spearheaded by the captain and general manager of Paradise Boat Tours. A round trip would cost you about $12.50. And Venice also making it easier to get around the city. The trolley program is returning for its second year starting next Tuesday and will run for 14 weeks through mid-April. The trolley service is free, dog-friendly, and makes stops at several locations. Those include Centennial Park, South Jetty, Venice Beach, Venice Avenue, and Nokomis Avenue. The trolley is on a 30-minute loop and runs from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day except for Monday.
And some good news. After a decade of pushing for pay raises, Sarasota County teachers have light at the end of the tunnel now.
The contract has officially been approved, but union officials say there's still more that needs to be done. ABC 7's Dwayne Lindo has the details.
The vote is 5-0, 5 in favor.
It was unanimous, the Sarasota School Board making it official, approving a 4% pay raise for roughly 5,000 district employees, an increase that many seem to be happy with.
The teachers passed it by almost 99%, classified employees by about 97%. So all of the school board employees are very much behind this settlement.
According to the county's Teacher Association president, Barry Dubin, the increase is the largest since the 2006-2007 school year, when employees received an increase of more than 5%.
No, I mean, this is a decent raise for this year. Understand, we've been digging out of a hole for many years. There were many years in which step increments were not granted.
The new annual starting salary for a teacher with a bachelor's degree will now be $42,000 a year, an increase that will apply not only to teachers, but to support staff as well, which will be retroactive to July of last year. And as far as property taxes go, it will not be raised for county residents, but taxpayer dollars play a huge part of the increase.
One of the most critical pieces of that is our referendum, which today represents probably 14% of our total general fund budget. It is critical not only to our budget, but to our recruitment process, and things like these pay raises certainly help there.
The school board has set a 7.5% fund balance that they wanted to have, and they're slightly above that already this year.
But there's still work to be done, according to Dubin.
Understand, there are two different groups of teachers. There are the newer teachers hired after 2011 when the statute required that they be on a performance salary schedule. They're not doing as well yet as the more senior teachers, and that's something we have to work on in the years ahead.
He says with Sarasota being one of the leading school districts in the state academically, it's all about retaining the best staff.
Well, I think what's important about this is putting that era behind us of the economic downturn. And I think people are feeling like they're beginning to be made whole, and then we could start to head into the future.
I think both parties had the same thing in mind, and that is being fair to our teachers and making them understand how much we value their efforts with our kids.
Dwayne Lindo, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
The Sarasota Police Department is inviting you to ride along with them today, and you don't even need to leave your home to participate.
The Tweet from the Beat event is being hosted virtually, so everyone can join in. It all starts at 6 o'clock this evening and will continue until 2:30 in the morning tomorrow. Now, the event is aimed at giving the community a real-time look at what night shift officers do when they patrol around the city. The officers will be sharing what they see and do through texts, videos, GIFs, and photos. To join in, just follow the department on their Twitter. Their handle is @Sarasota PD.
Lakewood Ranch has been recognized as one of the top communities in the country. The Manatee County community has been recognized as one of the top 5, in fact, best-selling master plan communities by 2 independent real estate firms, RCLCO and the Burns Report. The town saw 775 new home sales last year, which is up from 535 in 2015. Lakewood Ranch also opened up a new community center in 2016, which is near the corner of Lakewood Ranch Boulevard and Rangeland Parkway, and it's also the home of Music on Main, and that's tonight.
Yeah,
we'll
I'm excited to go to that tonight. I haven't really made a conscious effort to go over to Lakewood Ranch, so I'm excited to check out the area. And
you've been here for like, what, 20 minutes?
Right?
Give yourself a chance. But you'll see, it's a good time, Music on Main. You should be out there. We'll have a booth, so come on out and see us. Now, you know we have Osprey Cam every year, and it's always viewed around the world, even though the Eagles down in Fort Myers tried to steal our thunder. This is a different type of Osprey Cam. You're going to check it out.
Yeah, Justin Matthews from Matthews Wildlife Rescue says he rescued an osprey from the Sarah Bay Golf Course. He saved the bird just yesterday when he says he saw the osprey lying in the same spot for a few days. He says the bird is sick and malnourished, but will receive treatment at the Save Our Seabirds organization in Sarasota.
And get a load of this. At the corner of Siesta Drive and Osprey Avenue, parents taking their little ones to school are greeted every day by this not-so-average crossing guard. We're told she goes above and beyond for the community and daily waving at every car that passes her, all while sharing a giant smile. Just a great reminder that even the simplest gestures can make a big difference at the start of someone's day. Just little random acts of kindness. John Scalzi's like that. Always a little random act of kindness.
He's always so kind to help me with my car.
I need a reflective vest.
Start doing some traffic moves.
That works for me. Boy, I tell you what, traffic is a real kind of problem this morning because of the fog out there. Dense fog advisory in effect. Some of the visibility's way reduced. So allow yourself a little extra time this morning. Ease up off the gas pedal. Put on your low beam headlights. After that leaves, big changes coming our way. We'll talk about it in a second.
Thank you, John. Random acts of fogginess. And still had an ABC7 exclusive story following alleged illegal dog euthanizations here on the Suncoast.
And coming up a little later in the hour, the debate over red light cameras is heating up once again in Tallahassee. How a new study is shedding light on the issue. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
When New South Window says Factory Direct,
it means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Fort Florida Home.
By Florida workers.
Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window, we manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Cancer does change people's lives. It is frightening. The treatment for fear is hope.
And what works for you is not necessarily going to work for somebody else.
It does take a whole team.
This is a facility that really cares about the outcome of the patients. So our job at Sarasota Memorial Hospital is to meet the needs of that individual any way we need to meet them.
As a combat veteran, I support Goodwill because they help our veterans reintegrate back into the civilian workforce, and they create jobs in our community.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So the entire viewing area has a dense fog advisory up with vision-limiting fog that has formed across the region, both inland and near the coast. In fact, in places, the visibility has been reduced to near zero. Venice being reported at near zero. Also, many places with quarter-mile visibility or less. Just allow yourself some extra time. You know, it'll improve in one location, and then it'll get worse in another location. This is going to happen throughout probably about 9 o'clock. You'll see the fog lingering across the region. But the good news is after it burns off, we'll be left with some much improved conditions. The reason for the fog? Well, the dew point has risen. Yesterday's dew point was in the 50s. Now we're with the dew point in the 60s, 61-degree dew point and air temperature to match at 61. Winds have been fairly light, all of that adding together to bring us that fog chance. East wind coming in at 3. We'll watch that east wind shift to a more southerly wind that'll help to push the humidity and the moisture up into our area and set the stage for a weather event tonight through tomorrow morning. That weather event is this area of low pressure. It's going to develop and move off to the north and to the east. As it does so, a cold front approaches our area. First, we start to cloud up. That occurs during the evening and overnight tonight. And then we may get a shower or two later this evening. It's not out of the question. I think after midnight through about noon tomorrow is our best chance of seeing these showers work their way across our region. And they will, because this frontal boundary will eventually push its way all the way south. Fog, then sunshine, clouds tonight. Look for storms tonight and through tomorrow morning, clearing out probably about lunchtime. And then we'll start to see some windy conditions around here and some of this cold air begin to filter in. Current conditions across the nation are frigid. In fact, only the Four Corners and the state of Florida are warm right now. Everybody else has seen this Arctic air plunge southward with a -2 in Kansas City and 11 in St. Louis. That's the kind of cold air that's going to work its way southward through the United States. And we get a little taste of that cooler air headed our way. Now, not much in the way of rainfall today, but tonight those rain showers move in, and then by tomorrow morning, they're out of here. By tomorrow evening, should be clear. Should be a nice evening, actually. The cold air will not have completely filtered in yet, so there'll be a little chill in the air Saturday evening. It'll be a breezy evening, and then overnight Saturday into Sunday, it's going to turn cold. There's no other way to say it. And the boating conditions are not going to be very good for several days in a row. Now, as far as any of these storms producing severe weather, it doesn't look like it. I will tell you that the Atlanta airport may have some snow flurries in the vicinity as we head into the afternoon. So if you're traveling to the Atlanta airport hub tonight, there could be a problem there with some delays. As far as our weather goes, I think our thunderstorm activity will be benign, but we'll keep an eye on it. Just to the north of us, there is a marginal risk for severe weather in parts of the Big Bend region. South wind at about 10, picking up tonight to about 15. It'll get stronger than that during the next couple days, and I have no doubt a small craft advisory will be issued Saturday. We have about an 80% chance of early showers Saturday, then clearing and turning cooler. Overnight lows in the 40s, daytime highs not even hitting 60 on Sunday, staying in the 50s. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Taking a look at Suncoast roadways. Everything is pretty foggy this morning. Not a lot going on now. There was one accident on State Road 64. It has been cleared away and a lane blockage, but it's all moving along nicely now, as is the rest of Manatee County, albeit with fog. And then in Sarasota County, you see, Bee Ridge Road heading westbound towards 75, just west of 41. It's a little more voluminous than the rest of the Suncoast, but it's not an accident or delay. It's probably just a little bit of fog and some of that construction going on there. But everything else is moving along nicely this morning. Now, Manatee County Animal Services is once again facing criticism in the community.
The organization is accused of illegally putting down another dog. ABC 7's Bobeth Yates has the details of this exclusive story you'll only see here.
For years, Manatee County Animal Services and many animal advocates have been at odds. And now, after months of what seemed to be the end of the back and forth, yet another issue is causing concern.
The dog was euthanized approximately 2.5 hours to 3 hours after it was brought into the shelter.
Debbie Glow is a member with Manatee County Transparency and Accountability, a watchdog organization that has been working to solve what they call systemic problems within Manatee County Animal Services. Back on December 21st, one of their members found a black lab named Bonehead who looked to be hurt and took the dog to an emergency vet.
They took the dog in and they examined the dog, and all the dog had was hip dysplasia. Which is normal in a 17-year-old dog.
After receiving treatment at the emergency vet, Bonehead was transferred to Animal Services, and Glow says that's when things went awry.
The vet came in and did an examination, and that is showing on the kennel card. And all that else is showing on the kennel card is that they suggested for the 5-day hold to keep it on the Rimadyl.
ABC 7 reached out to Animal Services to find out exactly what happened, and they sent us this statement. Upon examination, the veterinarian determined the dog was suffering. In accordance with the ordinance, the dog was humanely euthanized. But the statement went on to say the action violated their 5-day hold period and is not in line with the organization's philosophy that euthanasia should be a last option. Animal Services says since then they've made personnel changes and will be consulting with an expert to ensure a similar incident does not happen again. But for Bonehead's owner, who was too distraught to speak on camera, that answer is not good enough.
Very sad, very distraught. He is alone. He had that dog forever. He knew the dog was old, and he was well aware that soon the dog would have to go, but in his own terms, not on a holiday and not in some shelter.
Bobeth Yates, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Wow. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
One singing superstar is releasing new music overnight, and it may just break the internet once again. Details on the new tunes you don't want to miss.
And coming up at 5:30, a warning for college football fans hoping to get that last-minute ticket to the game. A playoff ticket scam is going around. We'll tell you what to watch out for. Don't go anywhere. We're coming back.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a Taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Welcome back. It is 5:25 this morning, and a new Amazon Echo is making its debut in Las Vegas.
ABC's Kenneth Gibson and Diane Macedo are giving us a first look.
In today's Tech Bites, Amazon's Alexa steals the spotlight at this year's Consumer Electronics Show.
The voice-activated digital assistant is partnering with a wide range of smart appliances and devices and can even place food delivery orders.
And serious gamers will be on the lookout for a new concept laptop. This is from Razer, and it's called Project Valerie.
You can see the laptop has 3 screens. All of them are 17 inches. The 2 on the side also slide out automatically from the central display. No word yet on the price.
That's seriously for gamers. And Ed Sheeran fans were surprised overnight. He released 2 new singles from his upcoming album on social media.
Castle on the Hill and Shape of You are Sheeran's first studio recordings since 2014. Sheeran says he hopes fans are as excited about this new material as he is.
All right, new album soon. Those are Tech Bites.
Tech Bites, brought to you by PetSmart.
Meet Clyde. Clyde just found his new forever home, and now he needs a place to sleep. The right kind of food to eat, and puppy training pads. At PetSmart, we know a new puppy needs a lot of care and gear. That's why we created this puppy guide. It's got over $250 in PetSmart savings for all of those things you'll need. And come to our puppy party this Saturday from 12 to 3 p.m. Only at PetSmart, your puppy place.
What if the sweet stevia leaf was discovered before the sugar cane? And everything had fewer calories. Truvia, life with less sugar is just as sweet.
Hi, my name is Tom.
I'm Raph.
My name is Ann.
I'm one of the real live attorneys
you can talk to through LegalZoom.
Don't let unanswered legal questions hold you up.
Because we're here.
We're here.
And we've got your back.
LegalZoom. Legal help is here.
The agents at SWC would like to show you pictures of all the homes that they've sold quickly for their clients. But they're just too many to show. Contact SWC today and find out for yourself. We just market your home better.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Port Florida Home.
By Florida workers.
Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
That will look great on you. Every time you shop here, you have the power to change lives.
Does she work here?
No, she's just a proud supporter of Goodwill. Are you considering joint replacement or revision surgery? Consider this. Dr. Edward Stolarski has performed thousands of successful joint replacement procedures and trained surgeons from all over the world. Using advanced technologies, Dr. Stolarski is able to perform some of the most complex surgeries.
I wish I knew about Dr. Stolarski much sooner.
After the surgery, I don't have any pain. It's like I've got a 16-year-old hip.
My name's Ed Stolarski. What I really do is I give people back their life.
Schedule a consultation today.
Coming up on Good Morning Suncoast, a winter wallop. A number of southern states bracing for an Arctic blast. How will the cold front affect the Suncoast?
And water wars, a legal battle between Florida and Georgia over the use of water, is quickly drying up after a Supreme Court ruling.
And give me a break. A mother desperate for some alone time goes to extremes to take a little time out.
Live from the ABC 7 studios, this is Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Don Brennan along with John Scalzi. And Mom, want to take a little time out, huh? Stop the world. I want to get off.
You're that way. I tell you what, a lot of people would like to take a little time off from the morning commute today. It is thick, the fog out there. And I know it slowed you guys down on your trip in.
Did indeed.
And I was actually going to tell you, that weather coming in across the south. I have friends out in North Carolina who are making what they call milk sandwiches. Here we're going to be grabbing those jackets, but they're grabbing milk and bread because that's how North Carolina and the South is when snow comes or is expected.
Oh, I thought it was something you would do with the white snow.
With the snow.
Oh, no, milk sandwiches. It's like everyone rushes to the store to get milk or bread.
Yes?
It's a joke. Like you can't really make a milk sandwich.
Oh, I see. We used to have milk toast as a kid. Remember milk toast?
Right.
When you had a sore throat or something, you'd get milk toast. No? Then you put a little toast, a little butter it up, put some cinnamon on it, throw it in a pot of warm
French
milk.
toast?
No, it's really
cultures.
It's comfort food.
When cultures collide
here. Yes, it's comfort food. Anyway, I digress.
Chicken soup for the soul.
Heavy fog in some places, zero visibility. Allow yourself extra commute time. It'll be a slow go in some locations. No rainfall under all of that. However, it is leading to a lot of wet and damp road surfaces. There are travel advisories up for the Skyway Bridge. Just allow yourself a little extra time. Daytime highs today, though, nice up at around 76. The fog will yield to mostly sunny skies. Big changes this weekend. Talk about it in a second.
Thank you, John. All right, as he said, a lot of fog around the Suncoast, and thankfully right now, no issues or delays. People traveling a little more slowly than usual and give yourself a little more time because it's going to be a tough commute. It definitely is pretty thick in certain areas, but everything right now is moving along in Manatee County. Sarasota County, too, is free and clear of any impediments besides the fog, at least. And topping our news this half hour, milk sandwiches we learned about. Most of the country under this winter weather alerts that actually calls for milk sandwiches.
Yeah, and some of those states, like I mentioned, in the South are already declaring a state of emergency as that snow is expected to move in. ABC's Janae Norman is in Washington as the storm arrived there in the Northeast overnight.
About 2/3 of the country is waking up to winter weather alerts.
That's bad.
The same storm system that slammed much of the West, bringing 10 to 15 inches of snow and rain to parts of California, raising concerns for flooding and mudslides, now moving east.
This is what Denver is looking like.
In Denver, passengers watched as crews worked to de-ice planes, though more than 130 flights were canceled anyway. Snow totals in other parts of Colorado could top 2 feet.
I was expecting like 6 inches.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to do this. But.
Yeah, definitely a lot more than expected.
In Buffalo, New York, where drivers faced dangerous whiteout conditions, some people were stuck in traffic for more than 5 hours.
Can't really tell on the video how much it's snowing.
In Pennsylvania, driving conditions made for a messy commute where at least 10 cars collided.
About the scariest thing that's ever happened to me.
Now, parts of the South are bracing for the worst of it. Governors in Alabama and Georgia have already declared states of emergency in all counties ahead of the storm.
We do feel fortunate that it's coming in potentially on a Friday night, where we will have the weekend to really address the roads.
And outside Atlanta, police are calling in specialty units to help with traffic, though some neighbors say they won't even bother trying to leave home.
If it comes, stay put.
And at this point, there's no real end in sight. With that storm moving through parts of the South today, it could be next week before roads in some areas are cleared. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
New details emerging this morning surrounding a tragic Facebook live streaming case.
Police have now filed charges against 4 people accused in that case and are expected to appear in court today. The suspects, Jordan Hill, Tesfaye Cooper, along with Brittany and Tanisha Covington, all face a list of charges, including hate crime and aggravated kidnapping. This after their Facebook live streaming video showed them holding captive a mentally disabled white man and then brutally abusing him. This police report shows the victim's parents reported him missing on Monday. While authorities searched, they claim the parents began getting text messages from people claiming to be his captors. Investigators then found that video and discovered the victim wandering on a street disoriented and alone. The victim was taken to the hospital for treatment, and we're now told that he is back with his family.
He's doing well as he could be at this time.
Now, the case has been receiving attention nationally, including from President Barack Obama. He says he has seen that video, and in an interview with Chicago TV station WLS, he said it was, quote, heartbreaking in the interview. Obama also says social media is helping to expose the, quote, toll that racism, discrimination, and hate has in our communities.
And 1 month ago, President Obama ordered a review of Russia's election interference and cyber attacks.
Now that complete report has been received by the president, as well as briefings by several top intelligence officials. ABC's Karen Travers has the details.
For now, this comprehensive report on Russia's election interference is classified.
The president has also directed the intelligence community to make as much of the information that's included in the report public, because it's important for the American people to understand that it's our democracy that has been interfered with.
On Capitol Hill, overwhelming bipartisan agreement with the intelligence community's conclusion that Russia was behind the cyber attack, putting lawmakers at odds with President-elect Donald Trump.
I think there's a difference between skepticism and disparagement.
On Wednesday, Trump tweeted WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange's claim that Russia didn't give him the hacked DNC emails. But today, the president-elect said he wasn't in agreement with Assange and called himself a big fan of the intelligence community. That embrace of the fugitive hacker, seemingly over the intelligence community, drew attention from lawmakers.
Do you think that there's any credibility we should attach to this individual, given his record of
Not in my view.
In an interview with PBS NewsHour, Vice President Biden said Trump's criticism of the intelligence community is dangerous.
For a president not to have confidence in, not to be prepared to listen to, the myriad of intelligence agencies from defense intelligence to the CIA, et cetera, is absolutely mindless.
Director of National Intelligence James Clapper says hacking was just one part of Russia's multifaceted campaign that also included propaganda and misinformation. Donald Trump receives his own briefing on the report on Friday. Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
And Planned Parenthood leaders are speaking out after House Speaker Paul Ryan announced plans to strip all federal funding to the organization. Ryan's move is part of the process of Republicans using early this year to dismantle Obamacare. Cecile Richards, president of Planned Parenthood, said that concerned women have lobbied against this move.
I think what's important here is it's not about a funding line for Planned Parenthood. What Speaker Ryan is talking about doing is denying women on Medicaid the ability to go to Planned Parenthood for birth control and for cancer screenings and family planning services.
Congressional Republicans have tried for years to zero out all federal funding for Planned Parenthood because the group provides abortion services, although federal money cannot directly pay for those services.
The U.S. Supreme Court has given Florida and Georgia a January 24th deadline to, quote, reach a framework for settlement in a legal fight over water rights. During a 2-month trial last year, Florida says Georgia's overconsumption of water reduced freshwater flows from the Apalachicola-Chattahoochee-Flint River Basin to the Florida Panhandle. Florida says the reduction in water flow has damaged Apalachicola Bay and our seafood industry, while Georgia says limiting its use of the water system would harm the state's economy and its agriculture industry. If the states cannot come to a compromise, the special master is expected to issue a recommendation.
Hopefully he got the nuances and the complexities of it and can make a good decision that will help Florida without jeopardizing the economy in Georgia. And I think it's all very possible.
The final decision will wrap up a case that began in 2013 when Florida originally filed that lawsuit. The Apalachicola Bay collapsed back in 2012 after a series of droughts and low flows devastating the local seafood industry. And we're just days away from the college football playoff national championship in Tampa, and tickets, of course, selling out. But not all tickets are real ones. The Better Business Bureau is reporting ticket scams have increased ahead of the game and are now offering tips to avoid becoming a victim. One of those tips is avoiding purchasing tickets from secondary markets. Also, when purchasing a ticket from someone, if the deal sounds too good to be true, well, unfortunately, it probably is. And make sure to do your research and check out seats ahead of time. For more tips to avoid buying those fake tickets, go to mysuncoast.com and click on links we mentioned.
And this caught on camera, one mom's solution to some time away from her kids. Now, this video has gone viral.
This mom of 2-year-old quadruplets just wanted a snack. Let's take a look at this video.
Eating a treat. Is that wrong?
Oh my gosh, well, some people may not agree with her methods, but many can relate to her struggle, of course. Ashley Gardner posted this video on YouTube and titled it, "Sums Up Motherhood in 34 Seconds. In the video, she hides in her pantry, just trying to grab a minute by herself, only to hear her 4 children still talking to her and peering underneath the door to where she's hiding. Look at that little boy, oh my gosh.
My video was about being in the pantry eating a treat, and a lot of other moms identify with the fact of just going to the bathroom for 30 seconds in peace, which never happened.
Which sometimes those 30 seconds is a lifesaver. Well, the Gardners are no strangers to publicity. They blog about their family life almost every day and are even on a reality show about parenting. Their 4 daughters were born after fertility treatment led to the birth of what they now call the Quad Squad.
Yeah, with quads all together at once, that's going to be hard. And I know that sometimes moms get really mad when stay-at-home mom becomes like a bad thing.
Derogatory
like,
term or something.
You're just a stay-at-home mom.
No.
That's obviously one of the most important jobs,
right,
but also one of the most difficult. I had a friend from college, and her first child, at one point she goes, "My husband comes home from work at 6 o'clock, and I still haven't even had time to shower. I think I'm gonna," and I'm just always going.
It's a tough job being a mom. I mean, I don't know, but from what I know from other people and what they've told me and what my mom has said.
Hardest job in the world.
Yeah.
Hardest job in the world. And nothing puts it all into perspective like a raspberry Twizzler.
Just 30 seconds alone in the pantry. That's all I need.
We have some dense fog out there this morning. Dense fog advisory up till 8. We'll have details on the forecast in a second.
And with cold temperatures on the way, some tips on how to stay safe if you plan to use a space heater. That's all coming up in Health Smart.
Properties, we pride ourselves in providing to you the very best in customer satisfaction, and the secret's getting out. Maybe that's why so many people have chosen to list their homes with our friendly and qualified agents. After all, it only makes sense to list with a growing agency that markets in so many places. To list your home with SWC, give us a call at our office and ask for Kimberly King.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct prices.
Plus, New South windows are made in Florida.
Port Florida Home.
By Florida workers.
Because we know Florida weather.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get the 3rd free, plus our lifetime warranty. New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Don't miss the 19th annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, January 5th through the 8th, to benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. This year's festival welcomes special guest Blue Oyster Cult to the premier sports campus at Lakewood Ranch on January 8th at 4 p.m. Admission is free. Festival events include a sporting clay tournament, kickoff party, welcome Thunder event, Cruise for Cash charity motorcycle ride, and a 2-day Rockin' and Ridin' at the Ranch festival featuring vendors, live music, a taste of Thunder area, and more. VIP tickets are available. For tickets and info, visit thunderbythebay.org.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Minnesota Flooring.
Looking for carpet? Look no further. Minnesota Flooring has Smart Strand carpet as low as $1.79 per square foot. Installed, no add-ons or extras. Unbelievable? Minnesota Flooring can have in-stock carpet installed in your home in 48 hours for as low as $1.99 per square foot. Don't miss these prices. Visit Minnesota Flooring today.
Robotic surgery is changing medicine. The robot has better vision than a human. You can see 10 times better magnification than the human eye, but it takes a human eye to run the machine. In fact, it takes multiple human eyes to treat a patient. We've perfected the team, we've perfected the procedure, and the more experienced the team, the better the quality outcome.
Now, the official Suncoast weather with ABC7 meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at some pretty dense fog across the region right now. This is our tower cam looking down on the street, and you can see, well, you can't see much, actually. A little car trying to make its way down the road, barely visible on our tower cam. Yeah, it's a slow go out there. Taking a look across the region, the entire area is affected by the dense fog advisory, which is up till about 8 o'clock this morning. As far as the visibilities go, they're pretty low in some places. Venice reporting 0 visibility at the airport there. The airport in Sarasota, Bradenton International Airport coming in at a 1/4 mile visibility. Many places seeing a 1/4 mile visibility. So the fog thick not only along the coastline, but we have some inland locations that also are suffering from reduced visibility. So expected, hopefully you won't encounter it, but you well may, and that could actually add a little extra time onto your morning commute. So plan on that if you're especially commuting before dawn breaks. I think by about 8 o'clock things will improve substantially. 61 degrees the current air temperature, dew point to match, 100% relative humidity brings us the fog. East wind coming in at about 3. We'll see that east wind switching around a little bit more to the south today in advance of an area of low pressure developing in Gulf waters, moving off to the north and to the east, dragging a cold front through the area. Frigid cold across the country this morning, with snow showers accumulating from Kentucky and Tennessee all the way back to Denver, Colorado. A wide swath of area just getting inundated with some, at times, heavy snowfall. 1/2 foot to over 1 foot in some places, especially in the more mountainous terrains. Also some lake effect snows occurring in all the Great Lakes states, and so it is a rough travel day for many Americans. Now, as this low moves off to the north and to the east, you might get a little bit of freezing rain and snow showers around the Atlanta area. So that occurring later tonight through tomorrow morning. just be aware that airport could be impacted with a little bit of airport delay because of weather. Frontal boundary sinking south starts to cloud us up again tonight, and then a chance of some storms across our region, even thunderstorms as we head into tonight and into tomorrow. In fact, it's an excellent chance. Those storms should exit the region by about lunchtime tomorrow or a little thereafter, and then we'll start to see some cooler air filter in. Fog, then sunshine, clouding up tonight, and then storms tonight, especially after midnight, and then through tomorrow morning, with the most likely time probably anywhere between about 3 in the morning and about noontime tomorrow. We have a lot of rain to get through before we start to clear it all out. Remember, those winds picking up, well, there'll probably be a small craft advisory issued tomorrow. Today, not a bad boating day, though you will have to deal with that fog during the morning hours. And then over the weekend, watch that cold air filter in as Sunday, our high temperature struggles to get to the upper 50s. Nighttime lows in the low 40s with some inland locations undoubtedly in the 30s. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Taking a look at the roadways, the foggy roadways, and well, at least things are moving and moving along without any problems right now. Volume's starting to pick up, but again, leave yourself some extra time. Pretty heavy volume on 301 headed eastbound as you approach 75 in Ellington, but other than that, Manatee County looking good. Again, Bee Ridge Road, probably the most voluminous at this point in the morning, heading westbound or eastbound towards 75, coming from the west, but everything else is moving along. No accidents or delays. And when the temperature drops to dangerous lows outside, like it will Sunday and Monday, sometimes the greatest danger can be lurking right in your own home.
Carbon monoxide, or CO, is a deadly odorless and colorless gas that is produced from the burning of fuels. Now it can build up in indoor spaces, poisoning the people and animals who breathe it. Doctors say it's important to make sure that if you are using a space heater, to make sure it has been inspected for safety and only purchase heaters that have an automatic shutoff feature. Carbon monoxide is responsible for more than 20,000 visits to the ER and more than 400 deaths each year, according to the CDC.
The important thing for people to know about carbon monoxide poisoning is if you start feeling these kind of symptoms, headache, nausea, dizziness, lightheadedness, just feeling a little off, it's important to get outside into fresh air.
Now it's recommended you should have a carbon monoxide detector in your home as well. And this morning, we're taking a moment to bring you to one of the most spectacular golf courses here on the Suncoast.
Yeah, in the coming weeks, I'll butcher some of the best ones in the area. Bob Harrigan and Scott Dennis play as well, and they play much better than I do. And today we have a look at the par 5, 13th hole at Mission Valley Country Club. Hello and welcome to another edition of ABC7's Dream 18. I'm Don Brennan, and joining me today is Brian Dahl, the head golf professional today at Mission Valley Country Club in Nokomis. Now we're on the 13th hole. It's a par 5, and Brian's going to give me some tips on how to play the hole. Brian, describe the hole.
Hole 13, it's a shortish par 5, 515 yards. Got a little bit of everything. We got some good water hazards, good bunkering, and a pretty tough green once we get to the green.
Oh, I'm probably going to need a couple balls here.
Get up.
It's all right. Little left, but it'll play?
Yep, we'll make it work.
So how do I play this, Brian?
Well, you got two options here. You can either try to go for the green. You're going to be about 285 yards from the green, or you can lay it up. You got to keep it between the water on the left and the out of bounds on the right. So we're looking at hybrid mid-iron to get us in good position for the third shot.
All right. Ah, water.
That might be in the water.
With the wind in our back, I'm going to play a 7-iron. If I hit it right, it should be pin high. It's a big if, though, for me. And I'm going to use my lucky ABC 7 ball. Ah!
Let's try swinging a little smoother this time, not quite so hard.
That's been an age-old refrain for me. Let the club do the work, right?
There we go, a little better.
Hit a little fat, though.
You're right.
Trap or short, I think.
Just in the bunker.
No. There we go. Now I'm nervous. Stop, stop, stop. All right, well, I got it up.
By that, you probably took actually too much sand. You just hit a little bit too far behind the ball.
And I probably took too big a swing.
Too big a swing.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Go. We're gaining on it.
Gonna make it, guys? All right.
Hit it. Oh! Oh! All right, we're in.
Brian, thank you so much.
Thank you, Don.
Brian Dahl here, the head pro at Mission Valley Country Club in Nokomis, and thank you for joining us for another edition of ABC7's Dream 18.
Man.
I'm tired just watching it.
I know. Actually, funny story, I used to golf when I was younger, and my dad got mad at me one time. I drove through the sand trap by accident, because I didn't know. I didn't know. I was like 10, so, oh well. I learned eventually.
I'm sure the country club was all right with it.
All right, stay with us.
We'll be right back.
When your heating or air conditioning needs service or heaven forbid replacement, call Air Now today. We've been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties since 1946. We offer $49.95 tune-ups, lease or finance options, and remember, service today or it's free.
I support Goodwill because when I donate or shop, I have the power. The power to change lives.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Being the caregiver for someone you love is truly a blessing, but sometimes you can lose a part of yourself. To be your best, for them and for you, it's important to have time to be able to recharge your batteries. When you call Tidewell Hospice, they can give you a chance to do just that, and with the peace of mind of knowing your loved one is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation, and everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts, and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Flooring Depot has been serving Sarasota and Manatee counties for over 20 years with the best products and installation. Flooring Depot offers carpet, tile, hardwood, and more. Before you buy, give us a try. Stop by our showroom or visit us on the web at bestvaluecarpet.com.
Foggy out there.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a little technical snafu, but John.
Foggy out there this morning. We'll see that fog kind of give way to a little bit more sunshine later in the day. So just ease up off the gas pedal this morning.
All right, it's 5:57. We're coming right back.